This house for
Oh my God, this
Madison
is
Square is
crazy.
34,000 for 2 bedrooms, 1 bath.
Dave,
Is that impossible?
Dave, focus.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
Facebook too?
Everything's good.
Hey everybody! Welcome to the Team Powerhouse Show. Live with you every Tuesday night. It's just after 5. And we're feeling alright. Mr. Eric Vasquez here on your far right. David Lamel here. We are excited to be a part of your lives every week. And hopefully we're looking good to you on the podcast today. Coming in nice and clear there, Shane? Are we clear?
Better than Netflix for the fight?
Yeah. How about that fight?
How about that fight?
I saw a few minutes.
Now, let me ask you a question, because
Yes.
I heard it on a podcast.
Yes.
It was a completely unrelated podcast, but you were talking about
Yeah,
the fight.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people who, before the fight, thought that Tyson was going to win. Were you in that boat?
No. You thought?
But you've never seen Tyson, so your
Yeah,
vote
yeah.
doesn't count.
Well, not that doesn't
No
count.
offense.
No.
He doesn't have an opinion of
That's
who Tyson
fascinating.
is. So you see Jake Paul, and he's a pretty big dude. He got big. I was actually surprised how big he got. He was a thinner guy. He put a lot of weight on. I missed the first 4 rounds. I saw for round 5. What is the weight of Jake Paul?
I have no
He
idea.
looks like he's got to be at least 275 or something.
No,
like that.
gosh,
250?
no.
I don't
No,
know.
gosh, no. I'm going to say 240.
240.
I think Thane's looking it up
Is
right
he
now.
looking up?
I think it's 230,
He looks,
240.
yeah, but you know what the weigh-in weight and
His
actual
beard
weight,
makes him look
right?
heavier than he actually is.
But the weigh-in weight versus
Paul weighed 227
227,
and 228.
What did I say?
it's a pretty good-looking 227.
It's
Yes,
230 to 240.
Wow,
Tyson was 228.
Tyson. Wow. All right, I have no idea about that. I think of my own body weight, and that's why I kind of reflected on that.
I know we're off subject here.
We're
but
off
it's,
subject. No,
you
no,
know.
it's a good question. But the fight, I personally, the whole thing comes down to right now. These guys do this for money. Tyson made $20 million.
Yes.
$20 million, and while maybe
I got to be honest, I would have jumped in the ring with Jake Paul.
I would have jumped
$20
in with,
million.
we used to talk about it back in the day.
I would have jumped in with Mike for $20
Hold on,
million.
hold on.
Yeah.
We thought back in the day, we'd be like, and there was some $20 million fights back in the day for Tyson. I think that maybe a fight might have been a few $1 million. You can say I'd jump in a ring with Tyson for $1 million, right? I'd let him hit me, knock my chin out of my tree, whatever it is.
You mean 30 years ago in his prime? Or?
Exactly, but
30,
that
40
was
years ago?
we used to talk. We used to make those kind of jokes. Oh my God, for that kind of money, I'd jump in a ring with Tyson.
Yeah.
Now you have this Jake Paul thing going on, and I'm actually happy you brought it up, where he's now calling out. I heard Conor McGregor was from UFC has been called out, and
He's
listen,
light though, isn't he?
He's
Was he
150,
160?
160 pounds. But the point is, it's
Conor
big
McGregor.
name.
Wait,
I
please.
don't know Conor McGregor. Yeah, Conor McGregor is like the Irish, hand grenade. He's a strong dude, but he's a kicker. He actually fought Mayweather.
Yes.
170. I was
170.
gonna say he's been heavier. Like
He put on.
But, and I don't know if you guys agree, if you guys are watching the podcast, if your opinions on the Tyson Jake Paul fight, did you think that Tyson was going to make an effort or hit him? Although,
I thought he was going to make an effort because Tyson
he
has
came out really
pride.
strong.
did he? I missed the first
I
four
got- I-
rounds.
you know,
He
I
came out
watched-
really strong.
I watched some of the videos of Tyson training,
Yeah,
and he looked phenomenal.
phenomenal.
He looked phenomenal. He did. I'm not going to say he looked like the Tyson of old,
No, but he
but
looked
he looked
dangerous.
so good.
He looked
And when
dangerous.
he threw his combinations,
Yeah, exactly.
I was just like, this
Oh,
dude's done.
right.
This dude is done. I don't know. I don't know if he held back. You know, I can tell you this: if he didn't do it in the first round, he wasn't going to do it
right.
because Tyson's thing is first 2 minutes, you're done.
Done.
Yeah.
Right. And I missed the first 4 rounds. I'm not sure if you guys watched the whole fight or not. Did you see it from the beginning?
Well, yeah, I did. Well, I watched the first and second round and part of the third round,
Okay.
and then when the free feed on X cut off, then I said.
So how was Tyson in the first couple of rounds? Was he banging away?
He was not as aggressive as I'm used to for him.
Right.
He will usually put up both gloves. He'll let you throw a couple, and then he's going to come in and just eat you up.
Eat you up. Is
And
right.
he did not do that. He looked like he was sizing him up a couple of times, but I never really saw that deadly, that tiger Eye of the Tiger in him.
Tiger,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't see the Eye of the Tiger in him.
I missed the first couple of rounds. I want to go back and watch the whole thing because I heard that the women fights were pretty solid. I heard that the first few fights were pretty solid fights. I don't want to know who won or whatever, but I saw some
Well,
things.
if you don't like gore, one of the girl fights you don't want to see.
Really?
Yeah.
Pretty nasty.
Yeah.
But,
Her.
okay.
Yeah, I think it was her right eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, her right eye, right above the orbital bone
Yeah.
there. There's a cut right there. It was probably about an inch and a half wide.
But like the whole fight,
Yeah.
she was just beating on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens. Once you open up a wound, you go after that wound to make it harder and harder for the person to fight. That's in the UFC. That's
but
in
you know why.
Yeah, that's in everything.
Well, that's for first was making it hard for them to see for blood reasons, and two,
Right.
to swell the eye up. So
Yeah.
you know,
Well, to swell up the eye
Yeah.
and to cause blood to come out of that eye
And then they
to
stop
blind them. Yeah.
they stop the fight once you can't see out of the eye. They'll stop the fight. But yeah,
That's why they put the Vaseline over it.
right, just clog it up.
Yeah.
I think that, like you said, I thought if Tyson, again, I didn't see the beginning of the fight, so I couldn't say, but if he came out swinging in the beginning, he's dangerous. And I saw the preview of the fight because they did that whole like highlight thing, the fight beforehand, and it was pretty impressive. But again, I saw that afterwards, and then when
You
I saw
talking about when he slapped Jake Paul or no?
no, that whole slap thing was for show. It's for
No, it wasn't for show.
They're friends.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't think it was for show.
no,
No, I don't think it was for show.
He stepped on his foot.
He stepped on his feet.
is that right?
Yeah. He did this kind of antics thing, and then he stepped up, and then there's a video where it shows his 2 feet as he puts his 2 feet down to go
Jake.
straight up to Tyson.
Yeah.
He steps on the front of Tyson's feet. And I don't know. Back in the day, you don't mess with the kids.
Right.
You know?
yeah.
You don't mess with the Adidas or
You
whatever.
don't
you're
step
wearing,
on the
you
shoes.
know?
I agree with you. All right, getting back into what we do besides boxing and commentating.
We don't do boxing. We don't do commentating.
We should start commentating on fights and we could actually do a podcast doing that. That'd be kind of fun. But anyway, going into the whole real estate market. So the real estate market around you, have you been poking, looking, shopping? Have you been watching what's going on in the market? There's more inventory than we've had before, which is a great thing if you're looking to buy. We are now up to, just to pull up some details on how much inventory we have going on in Connecticut. Let's just pull that up for a second to get you real figures in real times. So single family homes for sale in Connecticut right now. Let me just clear out this for a second. Bear with me for 1 minute. The Connecticut market in single family homes is 3568 single family homes. That is about where we were, I think, about a week ago, roughly. But we're up.
It's not where we were 6-8 months ago.
No, 6-8 months ago, we're at 25, 26,
We
24.
might have even been lower than that.
Yeah, we're definitely higher in market as far as it goes. And while we're doing that, let's pull up, as a matter of fact, counties. My buddy Brad in Reading and Sinking Springs, he's up to 435 homes in his county. Let's look at New Haven County. How many homes are for sale? Let's pull county up. So in New Haven County right now, we've got 808 homes for sale across
It's a
the
big
board.
county, though.
It's a big county, 30-something towns over there. Let's go Hartford County. Let's try and do this the easy way. 621 homes for sale in Hartford
Well,
County.
And here's the juxtaposition of what you wanted to talk about on tonight's podcast.
Yeah.
When you go to that Hartford County, now pull up 300,000 and under,
Right. Exactly. Well, and we're going
because
to
that's what you wanted to talk about.
100%. Middlesex County, there are 222 homes for sale. We're going to get right into that. New London County, you get 359 homes for sale. Tolland County, you've got 116 homes for sale. And then Windham County, you've got 152 homes for sale. But going into what Eric just mentioned to you, what we're going to talk about in the podcast today is how can you buy a house for under $300,000 today in Connecticut? And most people,
In certain counties, yes.
right? There is availability. You wouldn't think so in this market because how crazy things have been. One of the biggest things as a buyer today, we were talking about this earlier, you work at a job, and for the last 20 years, an average person would say, I want to be 30 minutes from home, 15 minutes, 30 minutes from home as the commute goes. That is changing a lot with the market and your ability to not only get a job, but buy a house today, because you're maybe renting somewhere that's closer to work at a convenience. But if you're renting and you're paying significant rent as rents are going up, you're realizing that you're bleeding money and it's not a good place to be. And if you have decent credit today and you've got a decent job, there's a lot of availability for you to make that step out of where you are and the position you've been in to get a chance to actually take a stab at buying a house today. And we did some preliminary numbers on the price rates. What, the lights are going crazy. That's it. I'm buying new light fixtures for everybody. I'm not sure if you're seeing like a strobe light situation on camera or not. I feel like I'm being like, this is awesome. What the hell's going on?
If it goes any faster, you're going to have a seizure.
Apparently we have some spirits around us. All right, spirits, please, can you give us a chance? We had no light flickering the whole time we were prepping for today, and now they're flickering. That is wild, huh? Thank you very much. So in the meantime, what we want to talk about is, can you buy a house right now today under, I guess I don't like this conversation, under $300,000, up to $300,000, right? Yeah. And the answer is, you actually can buy a house.
Well, I mean, with the caveat of the county that you're talking about, and if you're talking about Fairfield County,
right,
or in New Haven County, for instance, anything under 300,000 is probably going to be something that needs some significant repairs.
More importantly, that typically you'd be looking for, let's say, a 3-bedroom house. Maybe you're going to look at a 2-bedroom house, because 2-bedroom homes now are becoming more predominant with the ability to get properties for price cheaper. And remember that if you're in a place that's renting, you're probably in a 2-bedroom rental right now. So if you can get a 2-bedroom to buy and have a stepping stone to get into a house, that's huge, because now you're basically paying yourself in buying a house and getting a mortgage. So you have to change your wants and needs big picture. Right now you're looking for a stepping stone to get into a home, a starter home, exactly. You're just dating, you're single, you just got married, right? For the next 5 years, you buy a property, you live in there 5 years. If you have a child today, it's 5 years before they're really going to need like schooling and that kind of stuff. So you've got a timeline to build equity in your property here, and then at the same time, now be able to sell that house and buy a property and have a nice chunk of money. The market is going up 15 to 20% a year, and that's a very conservative, small side of numbers. That's a lot of movement happening in property. In some towns, it's much higher, 30, 40, 50% in value, because of what's happening, shortage of inventory and home prices and everything else. So you're going to make a good chunk of money over the next year in buying a house. If you're waiting to shop the rate, I want to wait for the rates to come down. Never shop the rate. You always shop the house. The rates will come down. The housing market is only going up. It is not coming down ever again where it was. So if you think in your mind it is, you've got to get that out of your mind. If you're listening to your parents and your parents are saying to wait because the market's going to drop, you need to take a decision to stop listening to mom and dad, because they are not in the know of what's going on. Recently, I was with clients, a great young couple, and we go out shopping, and they've got this beautiful family. I love them. They're amazing. And the different family members have opinions about value of homes. And they're so clueless and outside the box. And I mean that in the most sincere way possible. It's affecting the buyer's ability to think logically and clearly to make decisions buying a house. And it's challenging because, the parents, as a parent, you look out for your kids. You want the best for them. And we, as your realtors, we want the best for you too. We may not be our kids, but your relationship with you is very important to us long term. And we want to make sure you are able to get a house and have the ability to buy a house. Eric's showing me right now the rates over here on the 30-year fixed are in the ballpark of, depending on credit, 6.5 to 7, roughly, on the interest rates. Got a question out there?
Yeah, Medium Missy said it's me messing with the lights. LOL.
Medium Missy messing with the lights over here. Please But listen, we'd love
Missy,
having you.
stop.
Yeah, Missy, stop, please. We really appreciate having you on the show. It was awesome. We can't wait to see you this coming month in December as well. We're going to talk more about Media Missy. But, so you have a chance to buy a house today. You have to start thinking of listening to your realtor who's actually in the market and knows what's going on. And mom and dad need to listen to what we're saying to you, because if mom and dad or uncles and aunts and people in your family are telling you what a house is worth, it's a problem, because your mom and dad are in your ear, and they bought a house 20 years ago. My son just sent me this TikTok. It's really funny, and it shows the father coming to the realtor saying, "So you're trying to screw my son over
He
here?"
bought his house in 1979 for
1960
$19,000, and he got $20,000 back from the government for inspections or whatever.
Yeah. Exactly. So, like, if
It's
they
not 1979.
right, if they bought a house more than 5 years ago, or even 10 years ago, they were so outside of what the market is doing and what the market's going to do, and it's jeopardizing you as a buyer to have a chance to own a home. So allow your realtors, if they're experienced and knowledgeable, and you trust them. Trust is so important, to know when they talk to you about values and properties, to be able to make a decision for yourself. If you have the position where you can buy a house today, you need to jump all over it. And it may not be the perfect house. It's not everything. Your checklist had 10 check marks on it. You 3 check marks. Is the house in solid condition? Like structurally solid? Okay. Does it have lights? No, I'm just joking around a little bit. You want to look at some basic things in a house. The age of the roof. It may not be brand new, but it's not 35 years old and falling apart, right? You're looking at the mechanicals, which means the heating and cooling. They're older, you service them every year, and you plan to replace them in the future. You're not likely to get a brand new heating or cooling system in a house. Number 3, does the house have newer windows? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Are the windows broken? Can you feel cold air coming from them? My house and my windows in my house, they suck. I have vinyl windows that suck, and you can feel cold air next to them when you stand next to them. But they're still decent. They're better than the old wood windows, right? They're double pane windows. And you look at a house as an investment. You will make changes slowly in a house over time based on what's important for you at that time to make them, and you save up for things to do.
Yeah, wasn't there a percentage that that Marco gave, where he said you kind of put 15%? I think it was 15% back into the house every year.
That sounds like a very conservative, safe number.
Just to, it'll keep you, it'll elongate the amount of time that you have. You have your house and how good it is.
1 project per year, right? And you do things in a way that maybe a need versus a want, and then maybe it's a want versus a need. Like, I would like a new kitchen. To put a new kitchen in a house today, it's not that expensive to put a basic kitchen. You could put quartz or granite. It's about $35 a square foot. Most of the kitchens that you're buying are not massively large kitchens. You can probably get a kitchen redone in the ballpark of $10,000 to $15,000 for a decent kitchen, and it's something you can definitely save up and do over the next year. So it doesn't have to have a new kitchen, but you want to make sure that you look at a house from a standpoint of renting. You're renting between $2,000 and $3,000 a month. That's a lot of money. If you can get a house and have a mortgage payment in that $3,000 ballpark, or even less or more in that arena, believe it or not, it's a great place to be. When you're buying a house, if you do FHA, CHAFA, time to own, conventional, VA, there's so many different kind of mortgages available to you, and time to own is available if you make less than X amount of money per year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's money available for you as a first-time home buyer. There are a lot of options available for you. Let's get into just some towns, not towns, but counties. Eric, I'm gonna put up to $300,000. Let's do $300,000, and let's just go to New Haven County. All right, I'm gonna go to county over here of New Haven. And New Haven has obviously a lot of towns in it, and I'm gonna put in here a minimum of 2 bedrooms, right, and 1 bathroom. And
Come on, Thane.
we need to, let's say over here, take out something, let's say like mobile homes, to add over here. I'm going to just add info. Let's take out mobile homes. I don't recommend buying a mobile home if you're under the age of 75, 70. Let's do this.
I wouldn't recommend it over 75.
I happen to agree with you. A mobile home is not even an option here to put in here.
They're very popular down in Florida.
Very in Florida, yeah, different situation. Can I put in mobile home? What do you know the word for mobile home, Eric? Another thing for mobile home.
What are you looking for?
I want to just take the mobile home out as an
Okay,
option.
well, that's not where you would go. Cancel.
Okay,
Okay. Scroll down.
right over here, right? Add, edit, remove fields.
Scroll up. Style. Restyle. See style right there? Right there. Go down. Go down. Go down.
All right.
See style right above
Yeah, yeah,
bedrooms.
yeah. Good point. Thank you very much. All right, so
Well, hold on. Click add. Scroll down again. Because if you do this, you're only going to pull up mobile homes.
right.
Now, click out of it. Now scroll down. Where's your
Add, edit fields.
no?
They changed MLS on us a little bit, so it's a little different. But let's just go and do what you just mentioned, actually, as far as homes go. Let's go with your standard, your Cape, your Colonial, your...
Thane's tapping his wrist, by the
What do
way.
you say there, buddy? Talk to me, Thane. Were you that far along in the thing? In the process?
We're at about 20 mics,
Wow.
20 minutes.
Range Ranch, split level. All right.
So when you're on there, though, there should be a section where you could go scroll all the way down. Because you should have the, yeah, I don't know why it's
All right. So just based on normal homes, let's just do that. New Haven County,
weird.
2-bedroom, 1-bath minimum. There's 143 homes in New Haven County that are under the price range of $300,000. That's pretty amazing. So there are homes. Now the question is, what kind of mortgage you're getting? What is the condition inside? Grandma and Grandpa's house is the best type of house you can buy. Usually pretty solid, usually well maintained, but dated inside. Slowly make projects. You paint. Paint is one of the biggest things you can do to.
And you could paint paneling.
You can definitely paint paneling. And painted paneling is great.
Paneling's going to be popular in some houses.
Absolutely. I'm going to take out New Haven County, put Hartford County in here. So we had 143 in New Haven County. We have 156 in Hartford County. Again, just up to 300,000.
Can you do the map for a second?
Of course.
How far up? How far north does Hartford County go?
It's to go.
Show map, upper left-hand corner. There you go. Suffield.
Enfield,
Oh,
and
so almost all the way up to Mass.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you've got homes available here for sale. So guys, if you've been sitting on the sidelines, stop sitting on the sidelines. Stop sitting on the sidelines. Number one. Number two, your first home may not be in the town you wanted to buy. That's okay. Owning a home in a town is better than not owning a home. I promise you that. You can buy a house. Now let's talk about commuting. We talked about commuting a little bit before. You may want it to bed in a commute of 30 minutes. Maybe it's an hour commute for you. That sounds like a lot, right? That extra 30 minutes sounds like a lot. I'm going to call that your downtime to get home, listen to your podcasts, listen to some music.
Listen to this podcast.
Listen to this podcast, right? Listen to music. Maybe listening to Joe Rogan, Dan Bongino. I don't know. Listen to whatever you like to listen to. Throw it out there. You listen to some classical music, some classic rock. I don't know. Whatever you want to listen to. But the point is, you some downtime before you get home to the chaos, right? When you get home, you're going to have dinner, and you're going to probably relax a little bit and go to bed. Maybe play with the kids if you're lucky, if you have some.
Maybe that's a subject for a podcast. What are the advantages of a long commute versus a short commute?
Probably less divorce if you have a long commute. Just saying, hypothetically speaking. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm only kidding. But seriously, you can have a healthier lifestyle if you own something and maybe a longer commute than not own something and literally letting money on fire and burning it. So my point is, I hope you're listening and paying attention. Anybody else have any questions out there? Watching questions on Facebook or Instagram? Anybody on Instagram that are throwing out some high fives at me over here? Am I getting the middle finger? The question is, if I'm getting the middle finger for people. Our moms and dads going,
Well,
this
we can't
guy's
tell.
this guy's a jerk.
Yes.
Hopefully not.
Well, most of them are wrong.
Most of them are wrong. But no, seriously, it's important for you to know there are homes out there to shop. But you got to be willing to make that commute and know that the investment is the right place to be.
I mean, it speaks to, so like you were talking before about the check boxes, right?
Yes.
So let's say you're looking to buy a house and you have these very important 10 items, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you found a house that has all these 10 items. Only it's 48 minutes away as opposed to 25 to 30.
Right.
Are you going to skip over that house because it's an 18-minute added drive time?
Right.
You know?
Absolutely right.
You know, as long as it's close to the school, you know, it's whatever, you know, good school system, whatever the case may be. I mean, are you really going to throw throw that house in the trash heap because it's 18-minute drive?
It's time to start opening up the doors to new opportunities and new towns and places you don't know too much about. It's important for you to ask your realtor or do your research or a combination of both. Do some driving around before even speaking to the realtor about places you might not have heard of before, towns you've never been to before. You know, what is to do out there versus not to do out there. Does it matter to you if you're in a city or suburbs? Many questions to start asking and thinking about, but I can tell you this for sure. If you sit on the sidelines and continue to wait for the rate to drop, here's what I promise you, and you can take this to the bank. When that rate drops, you're going to pay $25 to $50 to $100,000 more for that house, guaranteed, for two reasons. One, more buyers are going to jump in the market. That's going to create more bidding against the same house you want to buy with somebody else, which means one person will get it and 10 to 15 will lose that house. When you lose a house so many times in a row, that's defeating emotionally and financially. I mean, it's a lot of time and effort to go looking at property, right? Eric, we both know. We've had clients that maybe didn't listen to our suggestions on making an offer on a house or not making the right offer on a house and losing and losing and losing and losing. And then the question is, why are they making these decisions? Is somebody in their ear, not us talking to them about what they should do for offers? A. B. Do they have no concept of what's going on or getting it yet? C. Are you listening to a realtor? Is your realtor advocating for you as to what you should be doing with an offer? There's so many things happening over here. And what I'm saying may not sound...
Contrary to that, I find value in failing at least once because it kind of proves your point.
Right.
You know?
It does.
It's like, you know, you got a house listed at 3 and you tell them, we're probably going to have to start 320, 325.
Right.
And then you convince them to do the 325, you know, or the 320, and then they find out they didn't get it and because the other people came in at 335 or 340 when they see it closed 3 months later, 2 months later.
Right.
You're like, told you.
It's
starting point, 320, 325.
Right.
Starting point.
And if you're lucky, and Eric made a good point, by the way, if you're lucky, if they come back to you for a second option, you know, that's why in your first offer needs to show moxie. You got to show seriousness in this game. If you make a offer as an agent to a selling agent that is not good, let's just say it like that, they don't come back to you. If you make an offer like Eric just said, they'll come back to you because they know you're serious and say, okay, listen, you're a contender. You may not even get that chance. Obviously, relationships with your realtor, obviously, and there are other realtors out there, makes a big difference as well. I was just talking to an agent who we're looking to maybe sit down and join our team about the relationships we have with realtors out in this business. And it makes a difference because we as realtors do a lot of business. We know a lot of realtors. And when they know Eric Vasquez, they know who he is and how he works with clients and the kind of people that are involved in the project, the process, the buying. Therefore, your experience is much better as a buyer and the ability for your offer to be accepted becomes that much higher because those other agents trusted him. So it makes a difference on the realtor and the experience and the knowledge and the relationship they have with other realtors. There's a lot of things that's involved in this whole process of buying a house. I call it the psychology of real estate.
Yeah, like Jim Bolger will tell you.
Jimmy Bolger.
Jimmy, I've done a deal with Jim.
At least one.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things.
He'll tell you it was cool.
It was cool.
It was cool for me. You better agree, Jim.
I wonder if Jimmy's watching the show tonight. But you know, as far as this process goes, you have a chance. Start getting the engines running because I'm going to tell you, in January is going to be one heck of an explosive year in real estate. We are coming into a time in your lives where the economic status of people emotionally is already fueled up and charged. You need to be stepping forward first. Do not wait. You're going to lose so much and so fast, and it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you in your pocket, because if you want to buy a house and it's important to you, you're just going to pay way more money than you want to, but it is what it is. So please reach out. We would love to work for you. Our team is fantastic. We've got great realtors, whether you're Spanish speaking, whether you have different languages, whether it's Arabic, Hebrew, Spanish. We got multilingual agents on our team.
I have to study Arabic now.
We got. We're gonna make an announcement of a new agent that's been with us before, came back to work with us this upcoming week. Great guy, speaks Arabic, super great. But we have a lot of different kind of people in the backgrounds: Haitian, Jamaican, Spanish, Jewish. What else do we have in the team? Italian, Arabic. Well, Moody, obviously. But yes, we've got a lot of people to offer you and to find you homes. And it's important for us to relationship with you who want to buy a house to get you in that spot.
The United Nations of
we really are the United Nations of real estate teams. We really bring them all and have them all working for us and working together. We have fun. All right. We are at the end of the show. I can't believe it flew by so quickly. So most importantly, there are homes for you to see, homes to buy. Let's get out there and let's get ready to rumble. And let's have some fun. And let's get you a house. All right. Next part of the show, we give out a free tumbler. Love to give you a free tumbler. Please, 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 please. Put your name out there for us on social media. Say, I want a tumbler. Facebook, Instagram. I want a tumbler. We will put you on the spinning wheel with the lights flickering in the background. We're going to get new lights. I apologize for the challenge with the lights here today.
Dude, I saw
And he's got glitter in his
He's got
face.
glitter on his
I was
face.
like,
I don't know if that's from Drew's podcast or what, but
Yeah.
that stuff's still showing up.
By the
places.
way, Drew is asking me every day to come back on the show. We have to pick a date for her. She thinks it's
It
personal.
couldn't be any worse than having you on. the
She
podcast.
says, Uncle Eric doesn't want me in the show. I said, that's not true. He does want you on the show. We just have to find a date in the schedule. We got a booked schedule coming up of exciting guests this upcoming month. And
Yes.
we're excited to be sharing this with you. All right, so, Thane, let's get to that spinning wheel. Yeah, she's been asking me. She's like, Daddy, when can I come on? She asked me again, can I come on? Can I come on? I said, Drew, let me talk to Eric.
Are we gonna do something different? Or?
I told her the glitter in the she figure it out.
we got Riley Inspections. Did we already get that one?
I don't know. I don't think
Riley?
so.
Riley
Inspections?
_inspections.
Riley_inspections. You just want to talk
I
about.
feel like we've
Thank
gotten
you so
an
much.
inspector before. I
It
don't know
could
if
be.
it's ever been Riley Inspections.
Take them on.
Well, just make sure you take off once you win. You get to come off the list. But Riley Inspections, please reach out to us. Congratulations. You just won a tumbler, and we appreciate you watching and being part of our show every week. Thank you, TikTok. To over 45,000 people watching us on the weekly. Facebook, we got 50,000 people on Facebook. Instagram is getting bananas over here with the amount of showing and people following us. This is a very, very cool thing we're doing here. And by the way, I've been talking to people recently, or all the time, and it's exciting to hear their comments and feelings and questions about the podcast we do. Miss Missy, by the way, Media Missy, her podcast blew up. She had 1,200 views in 24 hours. 1,200 views. That's pretty wild. And she's coming back on the show. Anyway, thank you so much for being part of our show. We appreciate having you and seeing you and being a part of your lives. And we'll talk to you soon.
What was that?
I don't know. Like Zorro.